Good afternoon, dear friends. Today we have a unique opportunity to meet a representative of Council of European Municipalities and Regions, Mr. Stanislav Taran, who is the project officer for international cooperation. Mr. Taran, I'm very glad and it's my honor to meet you and to have this interview today with you. And I would like to start by the main question regarding your organization. What is the impact of your activities in Ukraine, and what is the approach of your organization in supporting Ukraine and in particular Ukraine municipalities?
It's a pleasure for me also to be here, to be invited. Related to your question, I would say that the activities of Council of European Municipalities and Regions are divided for the project activities with Ukraine. In this way we are supporting, and also the political support that is also very crucial. So related to the project activities, first of all, the flagship initiative that CMR is implementing even before the full-scale invasion is Bridges of Trust, that we're implementing together with the Association of Ukrainian Cities, with the support of ULEAD with Europe program and with National Association who are part of the CMR. This is basically to strengthen the intermunicipal cooperation between European and Ukrainian counterparts. And of course, based on this cooperation, a lot of the support ongoing during their activities, during the implementation of the project proposals, during the study visits, the exchanges that municipalities are having. But I'll come back later more deliberately related to the Bridges of Trust project, since recently we are also implementing in a big consortium of organizations Fund for Ukraine project that is headed to develop the recommendations, the policy recommendation to prepare the Ukrainian cities for the accession to the European Union and to be able to provide the legislation for on the national level that the cities will be able to reconstruct themselves in a proper green way. So we're very actively working, and related to the political support since the beginning of the full-scale invasion, CMR was mobilizing its association all over the Europe to provide the immediate support. There was created the task force to basically once again mobilize the association so they would pass the message to the municipalities to provide the immediate humanitarian support, to host the Ukrainian displaced people, to provide technical support where it's possible. Also, CMR was part of the founders of the European Alliance of Cities and Regions for the reconstruction of Ukraine, together with the Committee of the Region, Eurocities and other core associations, to basically also provide these political messages on the European level here in Brussels. And also on the annual basis, we are conducting the declaration to condemn Russian invasion of Ukraine, to release the Ukrainian mayors who are captured by the Russian occupiers. And it's also a big part of the CMR work that we are doing. And of course, on the personal level, the Secretary General, the top rank politician are meeting with Ukrainian peers, and the ongoing negotiation and support also on the personal level is constantly ongoing. So it's basically in short that I wanted to share with you on this question.
Thanks a lot. And you mentioned the Bridges of Trust project, within which you connect different municipalities from Ukraine to the municipalities in Europe. What is your approach? How do you identify the possible partnerships?
Thank you for your question. So we at CMR, we are basically like association of the National Association of Europe. So our approach to work with the municipality is always includes through the National Association, who are basically on the ground with the municipalities. So related to the selection of the municipalities, it was a collective decision between CMR, between Association of Ukrainian City, National Association on the European level, also with the experts from the Unit with Euro program. First of all, I should say that it's small and medium-sized municipalities because it's our focus, since they have way less capacity than big cities, Kyiv, Lviv, or Dnipro, you know, with the international departments and so on. So small and medium-sized municipalities who mostly damaged by the Russian invasion, who is active also in a international level or would like to strengthen their cooperation with European parts. So we are providing them this kind of support. And yeah, of course, it was the open call for the project to apply, and based on the interested municipalities, we jointly, collectively did our choice. And I should say that even before the invasion, it was a piloting project, piloting phase in 2021, where 10 municipalities from Ukraine and 10 municipalities from Europe were selected. Unfortunately, due to the Russian war, out of 10 municipalities became under the occupation. Therefore, it was, difficult to maintain these partnerships, and the administration had to move to the Ukrainian territories and so on. But even though the 6 municipalities who left, they created the partnership to some extent. It was the support from European parts of the European counterparts in the beginning of the invasion to their partners. And further, the next stage after the basically break of the war, the project grows and it became 30 municipalities that were selected from Ukraine and 30 from Europe. And I'm talking now about the CMR project that we are implementing together with Association of Ukrainian Cities and with ULIT. But actually, Bridges of Trust, it's a big initiative conducted by ULIT with Euro program, and it has our Polish partners, Slovenian partners in Denmark, in Balkan states are also implementing the project that are together forming the Bridges of Trust initiative. And as you can see, we are growing as a project, as an initiative, and we are creating also the Bridges of Trust communities. So basically all the association, all the municipalities who are part of this initiative, creating this bigger community, so it would be more effective and more beneficial to both sides to cooperate. So once again, it's kind of in brief. I know it's quite complex project. It's involved quite a lot of the stakeholders. It's quite complicated to explain directly how it's functioning, but the ultimate goal is to help Ukrainian municipalities to recover. And to European parts, they're also interested since they're getting the invaluable experience of the Ukrainian partners to working under the war condition, maintaining the crisis management. It's the outbreaks that haven't been in Europe for over 80 years. Therefore, this unfortunately experience for Ukrainian municipalities is unique, and it should be also shared with the European partners to be ready for all kinds of crises that might happen. So that's what we are conducting in the framework of the Bridges of Trust, and we keep doing so.
And could you please name some tangible results of such intermunicipal cooperation?
Related to the tangible results, I should say a bit from behind, let's say, that first of all we are conducting the bilateral meetings between the mayors and the technical personnel. Then we are conducting the study visits where the mayors can visit the partnering municipalities and get to know, practical experience, what is going on the ground, and get this experience and in turn exchange. And based on these exchanges, it was created over 40 project proposals. And it was preliminary created the forms where the jointly municipalities could fill them based on their interest that was discussed previously on the bilateral meetings. And they develop project proposals that are most relevant to the municipalities, Ukrainian municipalities first of all. And majority of them is related to the water treatment, waste management, building of the bomb shelters, and so on. So this project proposals, they are ready for the application for the fundings on the European level or any private investment, because as we know, it's a huge demand. But when it comes to the practical implementation of any projects, it's mostly, mostly cases is the presentation. That it would be nice to create this and this, but when it comes to some technical details, it's absent. So in our case, we managed to create this over 40 project, to be precise, 48 project applications. It is described the budget, the risks, the purposes, the area of cooperation, the potential stakeholders involved, and this application might be applied once again for the European or private funds. So that the tangible results that we have based on the study exchanges that we had. And of course, based on my experience as a project officer, I can see that even these visits, exchanges, personal meetings, nowadays are playing a very crucial role to also keep to the moral, abilities of Ukrainian mayors and municipalities to resist. Because if you are feeling that you have the partners who is ready to help, trying to help you, feeling your emotions, let's say, on the horizontal level, it's way more easier to keep doing your daily job, let's say. So that's one of the tangible results that I would call.
Okay, thank you very much. It goes without saying that Russian-Ukrainian war is a great challenge, so to say, for Ukrainian municipalities. But nevertheless, they are developing, they are proceeding the way of building their international cooperation. This project approach, is it applicable for all the European programs and projects? And what is your assessment of the probability of gaining additional funds for the Ukrainian municipalities through such a tool?
Okay. So related to the project approach, we both know that the project approach is the most common one in Europe, and basically that's the way how European Union is externally working, by providing technical support, funds to implement different kind of projects. They're available on the international level, so it's the way it's work. So definitely what we are also advocating for in the alliance on any political level meetings, it's that the programs that are available in Europe should be open to the Ukraine municipalities as well, because we are Europe, we are European, and for us it's important to, it's Ukrainian constitution, it's written the European way of development, so it's a logical step to become part of this fund, of this program, and to be able to benefit from them, especially in this crisis times, war times, when it's extremely needed. And I should say that what I can feel also from my experience as a project officer, that Ukrainian municipalities, they are eager to take part in these international activities. They are very willing to apply for the international project. The most important, that they believe in themselves now, and by having European partners, what we are basically doing in the Bridges of Trust project, it allows you to have access to these funds and to apply jointly, because these funds, they are basically created to make a better cohesion between European countries, between European regions, and you can benefit way more when you're having a joint application rather than you go alone. Therefore, once again, the project approach is important, that the way it works, Ukrainian municipalities are eager to take part. They have abilities to do so, and I can say that it's a huge leap for the last few years in the level of the personnel who works with such kind of program projects, European integration. So the development is very, very clear, and indeed this kind of offices already are opening in Ukraine. Once again, opportunities, whether it's possible for Ukrainian municipalities to get these funds, definitely it's possible, especially nowadays when we still have a high level of the political will and it's important and it's clear on here, even in Brussels, that that's the way how it should be and the way we'll work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. And one more point from your speech is the experience exchange, the study visits. As far as I understand, they are also conducted in the framework of such cooperation. And could you be more specific about these visits, how they are conducted and what are the expected results or the real results of such an approach?
But they're part of this project, and important to say that the agenda, the way they were conducted, they were discussed between the mayors of the municipalities, between the technical personnel. So they basically created the agenda of their visit. We are just, as a national association, we were supporting on the level to organize the study visit, for example, to the factories or to waste management facilities or water treatment facilities or heating facilities. We were helping to organize this visit, but the, let's say, political will was on the side of the municipalities, and they were vocal of what they are willing to cooperate. And the outcomes of this visit, as I was mentioning, is project applications that was developed on the concrete specific topic developed by the municipalities itself. And they keep cooperating, they are strengthening their cooperation further, but of course nowadays it's a challenge to get the funds to implement this technical documentation that was developed between them, and that's what is CMR we are advocating for on the European level.
Okay, thanks a lot. And what are the challenges which you faced on the way of supporting such kind of cooperation?
It's a good question, but I should admit that especially after the full-scale invasion, the political will, the interest and the understanding of the urgency of the situation that is going on is way easier the process, and you can see that the race of the intermunicipal cooperation partnership raised like dramatically after the invasion. You know, it like double or even triple the existing partnership. And the most challenges in the project, I would say that language barrier nowadays it's not even that big issue as it used to be in the beginning. The barrier might be with basically with the challenges that the war brings, because the safety reasons, because in the project it's anticipated that the study visit is supposed to take place from Ukrainian colleagues are going to the European partners, and it's supposed to be, you know, the exchange vice versa. The European goes to Ukraine, but due to the safety reason, due to the ongoing shellings of Ukrainian cities by Russian Federation, we cannot ensure the safety of the delegation to Ukraine, and it's providing, you know, a lot of risks that we can take on our shoulders, unfortunately. But even though some of the municipalities, for example, from Papa municipality from Hungary, was visiting their partners in Lebedin, Sumska Oblast, basically to visit, to support, and to sign the memorandum of understanding between these two municipalities. So it's possible, but once again, the risk challenges are the most pressing one.
Yeah, it's really quite impressive, to be frank, that delegation from European municipality visited Sumy region, which borders directly with the Russian Federation. Okay, and we are coming to the end of our interview, and I would like to raise maybe the final question for the moment. Could you advise, what could you propose to those organizations, I mean the international ones or European ones, who would like also to contribute to development and rebuilding of Ukraine? What could they do in this direction?
First of all, to follow CMR, ULEAD, and Association of Ukrainian Cities communication channels. But if we are talking more broadly, of course, it has to be the international offices, international facilities developed in each of the organization and focused on the cooperation with Ukraine. because it shouldn't be like, the external activity. It has to be focused on the cooperation with Ukrainian partners, and because by focusing on something you can really achieve the result, as we do here in CMR. I am constantly and focusedly working on the cooperation with Ukrainian partners by mobilizing our association to work with Ukrainian peers, searching for the opportunities, advocating for the basically funds and policies that could ease the recovery process of Ukraine and the integration to the European Union.
Thank you very much for the interview, and we wish you good luck, and we wish you new achievements at your way of supporting Ukrainian municipalities and Ukraine as a country in its struggle with the Russian Federation. Maybe just a few final words from you. What message would you like to deliver to the audience which will be able to listen and to us and to watch us later?
The message I think I would pass that was shared during the conference, Ukraine Recovery Conference in Berlin, that each Ukrainian municipality should have an international partner, because nowadays it's a bit slightly more than 30% of the municipalities actually having such partnership. But based on my experience of the CMR, in which twinning and the international cooperation is basically in DNA, I can say that this horizontal partnership are important. Invest in them, develop in them, and you will get the tangible result in the end.